Calling All Cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 9. Regarding a young woman found murdered in Stone Canyon. That's all. Those are first.
The greatest testing laboratory for gasoline is in the emergency cars operated by police and fire departments. Cities and counties keep accurate cost records of these cars, and it is easy to tell which gasoline gives greater mileage. Emergency cars test gasolines over the same streets and roads that you travel on. So, when we prove conclusively that more police and emergency cars use Rio Grande cracked than any other gasoline, we have definite proof that this same gasoline will also improve the performance of your car. You'll get greater speed because Rio Grande cracked has been chosen for the fastest cars on the highway. You'll get greater power, for the most powerful motors made are in the fire engines that use Rio Grande cracked gasoline. And you'll get more economical operation because cost records of the many cities and counties using Rio Grande cracked prove that this gasoline gives more miles in every gallon. So Rio Grande backs up its bid for your business with facts, not merely claims. The same gasoline that powers more police and emergency equipment than any other brand will actually improve the performance of your car. Rio Grande's independent dealers in every neighborhood offer you the same cracked gasoline that emergency cars use. Now our pleasure to present Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Davis.
Good evening, friends. There is an element of pride in the makeup of every member of your police force. Pride in a job well done. Every man is eager to be the one who clears up a mysterious case. It is this element which is really responsible for the solutions to baffling crimes. For as you all know, the financial reward of a police officer is certainly not enough to compensate him for the long hours, the nights away from home, and the risks he runs every day in his search for desperate lawbreakers. Your police officers are intensely, personally anxious to trace down every evidence of a crime, and their greatest reward is the satisfaction of writing solved on the records of a case on which they have worked. Tonight we are presenting the dramatization of a famous case in which the police had very slim and nebulous clues to work on. The case looked almost hopeless, but the men assigned to find the murderer of Barbara Mauger made it a matter of personal pride to bring the case to a successful conclusion. The story you will now hear reveals what is, to my mind, one of the finest examples of sincere detective work in the annals of the Los Angeles Police Department. The case of the 3 grooved bullets.
Our story tonight opens in June of 1928, when pretty Barbara Mauger, a girl of 19, is chatting gaily in her apartment with Mrs. Roberts, her neighbor from across the hall.
Oh, my dear, I'm so glad for you. And when do you expect to be married?
Oh, pretty soon now. Well, Russell and I haven't set the date. But we're going to run off any time, and when we come back, I'll be Mrs. Russell Burholm.
How nice. And aren't you excited?
Oh, terribly. I just can't wait. Oh, and Russell has a new car. And Sunday we're going out in the hills on a picnic.
How nice.
Oh, pardon me a moment, Mrs. Roberts.
Of course, my dear.
Hello? Oh, hello, Russell. Yeah? Yeah, I have it in the desk. All right. Yeah, I'll look at it right now. Hold the wire.
Oh, what that.
Don't be frightened, Mrs. Roberts. It's just Russell's gun. It's loaded. Let's see. Well, I can't make this out. Can you, Mrs. Roberts?
Oh, don't point that at me.
It's all right, really. Say, can you make out these numbers?
I'm simply afraid of guns. What do you want with a number?
Well, Russell wants them, so he can get bullets for us.
Bullets?
Yeah. He wants to do some target practicing when we go on a picnic Sunday. Now, what do these numbers look like to you?
Well, let's see. Oh, please, keep it pointed the other way. There.
I'm sorry.
Well, now, I'd say...
That looks like a 3, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right. And that's a 2.
Yeah. And a 2 and a 0. 3220. That sounds right, doesn't it?
Well, sir, I don't know.
Well, I'll ask him. Hello, Russell? Is 3220 the number you want? Yeah. Well, that's what it is, all right. Yes, darling. All right, I'll look for you later. Goodbye. And, Russell, I love you.
My dear, get that gun out of the place as soon as you can. I tell you, I'm frightened of them. No good ever come of having a gun around the place.
That weekend, in the canyon off Mulholland Drive, pretty Barbara Morgan is enjoying the warmth of a June afternoon with her sweetheart, Russell Burholm. On the horizon, white clouds dilute the friendly sun. Overhead, the sky is deep blue. A bird sings nearby. Barbara is completely happy, but for one thin shadow across her heart.
But, Russell, we can't wait much longer.
Why not?
Well, I told everybody. All my friends know we're going to be married.
Now, listen, Barbara. Been all over this before, and I don't want to listen to it again.
Oh, but, Russell, you promised me you'd marry me, and, well, every time I bring it up, you stop me. Oh, don't you think you've hurt me enough, Russell? Gee, I haven't any pride left.
Now, for Pete's sake, let up.
Oh, but, Russell,
You want to know
I
I won't
wife.
marry you. Well, I'll tell you now. I won't marry you because I can. I've got a wife and kid back east.
Oh,
And I'm going back to them as soon as I can. If you want the truth, I'm sick and tired of you, Barbara.
Russell.
From now on, we're quits.
Oh, Russell, why didn't you tell me?
Now you know what you're going to do.
But I love you, Russell. I love you.
That was in June. For more than 2 months, no one apparently missed Barbara Morgan. At least her disappearance was not reported to the police. And then, on the afternoon of August 2nd, 1928, as Detective Lieutenant Frank B. Condaffer of the Homicide Squad is standing watch at the headquarters. Homicide Squad, Condaffer speaking.
Hello, Condaffer. This is Bergendorf of the Fire Department Mountain Patrol.
Yeah?
Listen, we just found a dead body in the underbrush near the bottom of Stone Canyon, up off Mulholland Drive.
Yeah. Dead long?
Pretty long. Young woman. Looks like murder to me.
Okay, Bergendorf. I'll get Sanderson, my partner, and we'll be right out.
A half hour later, Detectives Condaffer and Sanderson joined Bergendorf on Mulholland Drive.
Hello, Bergendorf.
Hello, Condaffer.
Where's the body?
Well, the body's down this gully way. Come on, follow me here. Well, boys, here we are.
Yeah, who found it?
We did. My name is Vernon Johnson, and this is my pal, Edgy Hitchcock.
How did you happen to find it?
Well, we was driving up this way, and we noticed some big buzzards circling over the bottom of the canyon. We went down to investigate. When we saw what it was, we run back and reported it.
Been dead some time. Frank, look here. What's that, Sanderson? A bullet hole in the temple. Have any clothes been found around here?
No, sir, not a shred.
Well, then it can't be suicide. No, she could hardly have wandered all the way here unclothed. That's what I figured. Looks like the body has been dragged down the hill here from the way that brush is flattened out. Yes, but it's going to be hard to make an identification. Nothing to go by excepting that she's a blonde. Uh-oh. Say, wait a minute. What's that you just picked up? May not be worth much, but we'll take 'em in. 4 white beads.
Detectives Sanderson and Condapper returned to headquarters, and for hours they pored over the files of the Missing Persons Bureau. But their search seems doomed to failure.
Well, this looks pretty hopeless. Yep, not a description here that I've seen that'll fit the body we found there. You still got the beads? Yeah, a lot of good they'll do. You'll find they're not large enough to take fingerprints from, and if they were, these prints would probably only be those of the girl. It looks like this is just another unexplained murder. Sure does.
Well, what are you two birds looking so gloomy about, eh?
Oh, nothing much. We're far ahead of when we started. We know that the body of the young blonde girl was found, apparently murdered near Mulholland Drive. And that's all we know.
A young blonde girl, is it? How old?
Oh, I should say between 19 and 21.
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. Seems to me I heard something about a young blonde girl being missing.
You did? Where?
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. Let me think. Oh, yes, I remember. My wife was telling me a friend of hers lived in the same flat building with a blonde girl, the name of Mrs. Barber, as I remember. Yeah, about a month ago, she went away suddenly, and...
Hey, that sounds hot. What address was that?
Just a minute now, and I'll call the wife and find out.
A short while later, Condapper and Sanderson visit the landlady of the flat building to which their friend directs them.
So you see, lady, if you could give us a line on this Miss Barber, it might help us a lot.
Well, you're mistaken in the name. No one by the name of Miss Barber ever lived here. But there was a girl by the name of Barbara Margaret, she was called. She suddenly went away. Her boyfriend called for her things. But his explanation didn't sound straight to me.
Sounds like we're on the right track. Doesn't that? Now, tell us all you know about it, please.
Well, to be truthful, I don't know much. But if you talk to Mrs. Roberts, she may be able to help you. She was pretty close with the girl.
Where's she?
Well, she lives across the hall from the apartment the Margaret girl had. Just go up the stairs and knock on the door on the left.
Fine, thank you very much. There we are. There's the name on the door, Mrs. Roberts.
How do you do?
We understand that you were acquainted with Barbara Mulger, Mrs. Roberts.
Yes, that's right. She lived across the hall from me. Why, dear Al?
We're police officers, ma'am. Barbara Mulger's been missing, and we're trying to locate her. When did you see her last?
Why, that Sunday when she went off on a picnic with her sweetheart.
What is his name?
Why, Russell Burholm.
Do you recognize these, lady?
Oh, well, those are her beads. What's happened? Is she dead? Oh, I just knew something terrible would happen that morning she left with him. Oh, that poor child. What's happened to her? Tell me.
Now, Miss Roberts, you can help us most by remaining quiet and answering our questions.
Yes, sir, all right, I'll try. Only tell me what happened to Barbara.
We found a body yesterday, ma'am, out in Stone Canyon. She'd been shot.
Oh, I knew it. Oh, I just knew something awful would happen to her. I just had a premonition when I saw that gun.
What gun?
The gun that belonged to her sweetheart, Russell. She had it here.
What was she doing with the gun?
Well, she said that Russell had left it with her. One day, the day before she went on the picnic it was, I was in there with her when Russell called and asked her to read him the number on it so he could buy some bullets. I helped him count the number.
Now, Mrs. Roberts, please, you must help us here. How long did you know Barbara Morgan, Miss Roberts?
Quite a while. And it was just nearly every day when she lived across the hall.
Did you know her sweetheart?
I met him once when Barbara and I were downtown. He was in front of the Metropolitan Theater.
Did he work there?
That was my impression.
And what did you say his name was?
Burholm. Russell Burholm.
How old was he?
About 28, I should say. Well, several years older than Barbara, anyway.
Did Barbara seem to be happy?
Well, not always. Sometimes when I visit her, I thought she'd been crying. But she never admitted it. She was always excited about getting married.
Oh, she was engaged to